Hey YouTube, it's Craig here, and I'm back with a new video. In this one, we're going to be doing a little review of getting some nibs repaired by Minuskin, and I just want to talk a little bit about him and show you how things went. So let's check it out. So I sent 3 pens in to get their nibs worked on, and I had an amazing experience. I had these 3 pens worked on, and they went from, not looking so good to just being downright amazing. So the issue with the 12 VP was really nothing. It wrote great. The problem was it was just very warped and wavy, so I needed to get that fixed. So I held on for the longest time until I needed more things fixed. Then there was the 56. The nib looked nice, but the tines were almost overlapping. So as you wrote, it was clicking back and forth, and it just sounded awful. I needed this one also fixed. One of my latest acquisitions, this gray Waterman's number 7. You can see there's a K carved into it. This one, there was a crack, the base of the nib going up through the lettering on the actual nib, and I needed that one laser welded. So I sent these off to Minuskin. He is based out of Tustin, California. But he's like the guy who can retip pens, fix nibs. He restores as well, but he's really known for his ability to restore nibs and make nibs good as new again. So I contacted him by email. He had me send the pens off to him. He won't quote you unless he has them in person, just because every nib is different and you can't really gauge it just by looking at photos. For me, it was $70 to get the warped nib fixed on this one. To fix the clicking tines, it was $55, and to laser weld the gray nib was $110. But honestly, that's totally fine. I needed the nibs fixed, and I just wanted to wait until I had the right time to send in multiple pens. Greg only accepts check or money orders, so that was a little bit weird. I'm not really used to that sort of thing. I'm used to just being like, here you go, PayPal. But that's the way Greg works. So just know that if you send anything into him, expect to pay with a check or with a money order. I went to a few 7-Elevens until I found one that could do money orders, so I was able to mail that in. But I sent the pens in on a Friday. They got to him on Saturday. On Sunday, I sent the payment. On Tuesday, he got the payment and got the nibs done. And on Wednesday, these were back in my hands. So that's how fast it was. Greg was nice enough to refund me the shipping. I can't do signature confirmation because of work right now. So he was nice enough to hand deliver these to me. I'm only in the next town over right now. Super cool, really nice guy. I really appreciate it so much. And I showed you the little before of what they look like, and now here's the after. So here we have the 12 VP with that number 2 size nib. As you can see, compared to that photo, it looks lovely. He also went through and touched up the tipping a little bit. It's so smooth and super flexible. I'm gonna do a little writing sample just so you can see what this is like, but it's phenomenal. The next one was the gray nib. The crack is gone. He laser welded it, and then he actually went in and hand engraved a lot of like the P in patent office and the M here in Made. That had to be like hand engraved just because there was a crack going right through all that stuff, and he had to really fix it. But it looks awesome. With the naked eye, like I couldn't even tell. If you really zoom in, you can kind of see that it was touched up, but who cares? It writes awesome. The gray nib is a oblique. It's like a slanted italic stub. It writes so good. It's so smooth. And lastly, the number 56, that number 6 size nib, it just looks smooth. Touched up the tipping a little bit. Moved the feet a little bit higher, so hopefully it doesn't get as messed up as it was before. Even in that old photo, you can see that it was like, the nib was like crimped down a little bit, but they all write great. This one is still, I want to say, a little rougher than what I'm kind of used to, but you can see that those, narrow little shoulders on it. This thing is just a super crazy flex writer. So now we're gonna do a little writing sample with each. I'm gonna start off with the 12 VP. You can see how tiny this pen is. I don't have the original cap for it, so I can still hold it and write with it. Wait till you see the flex on this pen. It's crazy. Isn't that nuts? And this little tiny nib. It's so cool. It's super wet. Look how wet this thing is. Crazy wet. awesome and smoother than I remember. Next, we're gonna write with the gray. And this is kind of an oblique, it's like an angled nib, so you kind of have to hold it at an angle to write with it. Again, it's not, you know, you can kind of get some flex with it, but it's not really a flex nib. It's just a stub. Again, pretty juicy. You can see it's still all wet. This one is still crazy wet. And lastly, we have the number 6 nib in the 56. This is the red ripple one. I bought this from Bob Novak. Again, really nice flex on it. It's not scratchy by any means. It just has some feedback to it. Let's see that line variation though. I wouldn't be able to talk while writing with this before. It was just like click, clack, click, clack. It was just sounded horrible. But this is night and day difference. Yeah, that's those are my 3 pens, you guys. I just wanted to kind of talk about, you know, my experience with Greg, and I mean, it was done so fast. I wasn't expecting to get them back this fast. If you need retipping done, if you need nib work done, just shoot Greg an email. Once again, I'm going to drop his info down below. And it's not just these vintage pens. I'm sure he could fix pretty much any nib out there. And that's the video. Thanks so much for checking it out, you guys. If you have any questions, go and leave a comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more content like this, and check out my Instagram at Roccanova. Greg's links are going to be down below. Thank you again so much, Greg, for fixing these pens, making them look beautiful again. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. All right, peace.